film, television, gaming, and the arts. It's time for another edition of Matt Horn Meets.
On the line, we have Mark Colombo talking to us about his new film, ReZistance, with a Z.
Thank you. Hey, Matt, nice to hear from you.
I think that's a clever title. You've just substituted the S with a Z. Yeah, obviously we should mention that it's not out yet. It says January the 1st on IMDb, but it's not out yet. It's out in when exactly?
We're looking more at probably the first part of May as a release date now.
So yes, what is the general plotline surrounding the film?
General synopsis, it's siblings from West Virginia, which is where I'm from, where I live. They're pulled in different directions in life. You know, it's a good versus evil kind of story. Greta, who is the sister, she is a spellbinder. She casts a spell to raise the dead. That's what brings the zombies to life. And her brother, who is a retired police officer, no longer lives in the local area, but he travels back to the area when he hears of the outbreak because he knows it has to be her. You know, she's behind it. And that's basically it.
And you co-wrote the project. How did the idea come about in the first place?
Well, it started out actually as a short that I came up with. I wrote a short and was ready to, start off with a 15-minute film. My partner, co-director, Rich Rule, he just kind of kept pushing me and said, no, we've got to make this a full feature film. So, it happened. We got together, we put some more story behind it, and then also I brought in a writer, a friend of mine who is a writer. Her name is Renee Lear, and she did a great job putting the whole story together. She's an amazing writer. We did run into another problem, though, with that. Of course, there's always a problem. That's part of what our delay is. The day before we began shooting, we lost one of our lead actors. He dropped out. Not because he wanted to, he just had some reasons that he could not make it. So that was a problem.
Most directors might have said, you know what, I think I might act in the project. I might act as the main lead. Did that ever sort of cross your mind?
No, not really. When I picked the actors that I had for this film, I sort of wrote these parts almost for people that I already knew, and I had specific mindset of who these people were. Keep in mind, this film was mainly, it was all local actors. It was just people with no acting background, and they did a wonderful job. And I think part of the reason they did such a wonderful job was, like I said, I wrote the part around the person that I knew. And I didn't fit that role as the person that dropped out. How
would you say it's different from most zombie films?
The biggest difference, and I can't even say that's the biggest difference because there's several that are done this way. I was going to say it's more daylight than night. The film was shot entirely in the daylight, which was a little different. I know a lot of times people try to film in the dark or in low-light areas, and it ends up, what I think is a bad visual experience for your audience because it's just hard to make out what's going on. So, that was one difference. Otherwise, talent that has no acting background was a difference, which, like I said, I think that went over quite well, really. I did have one actor, the lady that plays Greta. Her name is Renee Swearingen, and she has some stage acting background. And her brother, Luke, played by Mike Walker. Mike actually has been an extra in a couple of big Hollywood films, including he was in Out of the Furnace with Christian Bale, Jack Reacher with Tom Cruise, and he just got finished shooting a new series on A&E called Those Who Kill, which I believe airs in March. But otherwise, everyone else, they were just local, unknown, talent that just always had a desire to be in film.
So what was it like working with the cast and crew on set?
It was a lot of fun, and, there's some stressful times, but I'll tell you what, the people here locally, they will just bend over backwards to help you out. We worked some 12, 16, 18-hour days. They're willing to go and transport people to get from one set to another, one location to another. Just they put their everything into it. So it was a lot of fun, a lot of good ideas. from the actors themselves saying, hey, I've got an idea, what if we do this? Because again, keep in mind, we lost a main actor, we had a lot of dialogue that was therefore gone, we had to address certain scenes, and come up with some other ideas, so a lot of help. Everyone was great.
Are there any sort of funny anecdotes you could share about the production of the film?
Well, the first thing that jumps into my mind was we had a scene where there was a murder, a killing, and was using a knife, and we lost the prop knife between 2 days of filming, and we really had nothing to go on. But then my son, who's 7 years old, he's also in the film. He had a knife that was a toy knife he had that was a pirate knife, and he was just thrilled to be able to save the day. We actually used his pirate knife to finish the scene. And if you watch for it, you'll see that in the film. Actually, if you look close enough, you'll see the little Jolly Roger or the pirate, skull and crossbone there on the knife. But he was, like I said, he was thrilled to help out. He's made us able to get through that scene. So.
And of course, we should mention that the original knife has been found at a local police station.
No deaths were had.
So actually, I've been looking on your IMDb. You've got to confirm or deny this, because I'm never sure of IMDb. But it says the budget of the film was $1,000.
That is correct. And when I put that on IMDb, it bucked me on that. It said, I'm sorry, this can't be accurate. That's too low of a number. And I'm like, nope, that's what it is. We just, like I said, everybody pitched in. Our actors were not paid. Of course, we used a lot of locations that were our own locations, our home, some places in the city that were just, public access places. We had the equipment, so we really, we didn't spend a whole lot of money on the film. And I'm really impressed with how it's coming out, based on the fact that our budget was as low as it was.
Did you ever think of crowdfunding it?
I did, and that went nowhere. I raised $15 with crowdfunding. That hurt.
What were you offering?
Right off the top of my head, I don't remember. Some stickers, autographs, maybe a copy of the DVD. I don't remember what all I had in there. It's the gifts that went to people, but maybe a T-shirt. And the one person that donated the $15 was someone local that knew, I believe, Rich Rule. So,
for anyone out there, this is obviously an example of where crowdfunding hasn't worked.
Correct, right.
Mm.
Maybe in the future it'll work a little better. We are unknown, just getting started, and nobody wanted to take a chance. Maybe, I don't know. But that is why we, I don't know if it says on IMDb, but our actual production company is called Econic Films, and that comes from. It's like an iconic big production, but it's economical, so it's Econic Films. And that's what we set out to do, was, hey, we're going to make these films that are actually good films, or so we think, on a shoestring budget. I mean, ridiculously small shoestring budget.
So let's talk a bit about you, Mark.
Okay.
What made you want to get into the industry in the first place?
I have just always been into film. As a kid, I watched The Godfather and Caddyshack and every classic film, over and over and over and over. And I had 4 older brothers, so I had a lot of exposure into a lot of, like Monty Python and things that maybe most young kids wouldn't have been into. And I loved comedy. I loved horror, loved action. I just wanted to be in film. And I always said I wanted to be an actor. But, now that I've really gotten involved in writing, directing, with ReZistance, I've been shooting the film, and of course I'm editing the film. If I get the opportunity to act, I'm going to do it, but I'm not seeking to be I don't want to be an actor really as much as I did as a kid. I'm really interested in directing and editing and, and writing.
This is a question that always bugs people. I don't know why. I always say it bugs people. I don't know if it does, but there you go. But what advice would you give to anyone wanting to pursue a career in the industry?
I would say go for it. There are so many tutorials out there that you can find on YouTube. on how to, if you're not familiar with, say, setting up a camera, or for that matter, back up. If you don't know which cameras to use, you can search that on YouTube, and there'll be a tutorial. If you don't know how to set up the camera once you pick it, there's a tutorial that'll teach you. If you're not sure how to film, if you're not sure how to edit, how to do special effects, with today's day and age, there are so many opportunities to learn, so many outlets to learn, and as I've proven with making this film on $1,000 budget, it doesn't take a whole lot of money now. Things are a lot different now than they were even 10 years ago, but especially 20 or 30 years ago. So I say go for it. People look at it as, it's a mystical, this big thing that I could never do. But I mean, I've pretty much taken part in every aspect of the creation and production of this film, and I see that you can do anything you set your mind to. If it's something you're interested in and you have a passion to do, then by all means do it.
I'm going to have a bit of fun now. You ready, Mark?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know.
That doesn't sound good.
It's a new feature for 2014. Everyone who's listened to the past 2014 podcasts will know what I'm talking about, but you don't, because I haven't told you anything about it. We need to confirm this, that you have no idea what I'm about to talk about.
No idea.
Right. So, I am going to pick 3 objects, right? And with those 3 objects, you have to devise a concept for a 5 to 10 minute short film with a title.
Okay.
You following me so far?
Yeah.
Okay. So, your first object is a prized baseball bat. So, it's a baseball bat with signatures of any American team you can name off the top of your head.
Right.
The second object is a vial of anthrax.
Okay.
Okay. And the third object is a 5x5 photo of myself.
Huh. Okay.
Just to sort of hint at something here, the first 2 objects I gave you are things that you would sort of use within a zombie film, if that's any help. You don't have to go that way, but I'm just saying it's the option.
Okay. Do I get Jeopardy music or anything while I'm thinking, or how long do I get to think?
You can think all you want.
Okay, so you want a 10 or 15 minute short.
No, 5 to 10 minutes. We don't want to bore
Or
everyone.
5. Okay. Wow. Doesn't matter how cliche or overdone.
No.
Well, it sounds like instead of using the baseball bat as a weapon, in this short, the baseball bat, being autographed and all, is stolen. It was in a glass case in a on display, and there was a large, in-depth heist that was set up to where this bat was stolen, and well, obviously we need to get it back, and by getting it back, we have to run into a lot of shady characters to go through and find out who knows who could have done this or who could help out. And let me think a little more on that. Oh, here we go. Once the person that is at fault is found, a vial of anthrax is used on the hero, so to speak, that finds the person and tries to get the bat, recover the bat. And in this instance, the only thing that can save this person from the vial of anthrax is to be shown a 5x5 photo of Matt Horn.
That's a bit horrible.
But is that not the worst film ever?
Oh dear. That's what you're going with then?
Yeah, that's it. That's all I've got for right now.
What's the title of the film?
Oh, I was supposed to come up with a title. Give me a second on that. I'll come up with something on that. I was going to say Matt Horn, the photo heard around the world or whatever, playing into the whole Casey at the bat thing with the baseball bat, but that's more of a slogan or something than a title.
Another new question for 2014. Do you use Twitter?
I do not.
Okay, that's not a problem. But do you know what a hashtag is?
I do.
If you had a chance to devise a hashtag that would describe your career and your lifestyle, what would it be and why?
I don't know. Amazing? Fantastic? Can I use more than one?
You can.
I would use amazing and fantastic. Amazing because my life's amazing. I mean, to be able to do the things that something I've sought out my entire life, and now that I live in this age, that I'm able to do this from, a no-place town in a no-place state like West Virginia, and I'm able to do this affordably and on the side. That's just amazing and fantastic. Just because I'm fantastic.
The ego, isn't it?
It is, but you know what? You have to have that to make it. You have to have the ego.
I suppose you do. Yeah, I suppose you do. So, obviously, we're at the start of 2014. What's coming up for you this year? Because obviously, we've got the release coming out.
Well, I'm involved in a few different things right now. My partner, Rich Rule, he's writing a script right now called Elevator that we're going to try to shoot this year. Also, the special effects people that did the zombie makeup for me, their company name is Black Crimson Effects. They are working on a title called The Seven. They're in production right now. They're shooting it. It's called The Seven. I have a small role in that where I play the father of Sloth in a flashback scene. So I'm working with them on that. And then they also have another film that they're currently writing a script for. That I'm going to be involved in that production. I don't know that I'm going to be acting in it. They haven't said, hey, we want you yet to act, but I will be helping shooting it and possibly editing it. I also have that one project that I was working on that was controversial, like an action comedy that I'm hoping to finish the script this year. Don't know if I'll get around to shooting it this year, but hopefully. So I've got quite a few projects coming up.
I saved this question to the end because obviously it's a fun question. What is your favourite zombie movie?
Favorite? It's hard to pick one favorite because I like different things about different ones. There's so many to choose from that really I'd probably just go with the classic Night of the Living Dead would probably be. Now, I'll tell you one film that I don't know if it's classified as a zombie film, but one film that was, I guess it's a zombie film, that really caught me off guard that was a more modern film was, my mind went blank, with Will Smith.
Will Smith. I Am Legend?
Yes, I Am Legend. Okay. Yeah, I enjoyed that film.
It's more sci-fi film though, isn't it? Surely.
Well, there's a lot of zombies. Zombie type creatures in it.
So not Shaun of the Dead then?
Oh, well, okay, if we're going comedy, yeah, Shaun of the Dead was incredible. And I have to call him out on this. My partner, okay, and here it goes. My partner, Rich Rule, has not seen Shaun of the Dead. And I have pushed him to watch it, and he just says, he'll get around to it.
Shame on you, Rich Rule.
Thank you. Yes, I love Shaun of the Dead.
Well, Mark, it's been a pleasure interviewing you.
Thank you. I've enjoyed it. You know what? And before I go, could I give one shout out or a thank you? I'd like to mention another person, and you may want to interview this person. His name is Arthur Collins, and he is with Rag and Bone Productions, and he came down from Youngstown, Ohio, to help me with this film. And he is an amazing director. He's also an actor, and I just wanted to say thanks for his help as well.
Thanks very much for your time, Mark.
All right, thank you, Matt.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.